All right, match 4 with Orzhov Extortion. We have one drop, and I don't think a 1/1 lifelink can beat most decks in Pauper. So I think I'm going to mulligan to a hand with more spells. Okay, never mind. I said I was going to mulligan to a hand with more spells. I meant that I was going to mulligan to a hand with the same number of spells, and actually a worse spell since I don't have any creature to put it on. I'll mulligan again, and this time I'll hopefully have more than one spell. Maybe I'll go down to 0 spells. Yeah, let's do that. No, okay. Alright, well this is the best hand yet. And I could put this on top just to make sure I can cast my turn 2 Mimic. I guess that's fine. I really want a Swamp too so I can actually resolve this Castigate, but probably shouldn't be greedy. Or maybe I should be greedy since I just mulliganed to 5. Alright, Delver of Secrets. We will happily trade these off if our opponent lets us. Oh well, they didn't let us. How rude. Ponder. Blind flips the Delver, turn 2. I'm not jealous at all. I'm a little bit jealous. I'm very jealous. I mean, can you blame me for being jealous? Our opponent didn't mulligan to 5. But if we draw a Swamp for this Castigate, then maybe we could get something going. They choose not to shuffle with Ponder. And follow up with a Fairy Miscreant. Bash us. Alright, there's a Castigate. So I could play Thrall first, or I could play Castigate first. Decisions. I guess I will Thrall first. It doesn't make a huge difference either way. I kind of like casting Castigate whenever our opponent has mana open for a counterspell, since it's sort of a must counter. And I'd rather them counter the Castigate and the creature resolve than us take something that's only somewhat relevant and then them counter our creature. Alright, they take damage. I'm definitely blocking Fairy Miscreant if they give me the chance, because I don't want them to put a Ninja into play unless they want to unflip that Delver of Secrets to do it. Ooh, they have a Frostburn Weird. Okay, this is sometimes a 1 or 2 of in the Mono Blue Delver lists. I don't think I like it there, but it's kind of cool. This Ponder does not shuffle either. So let's see if our opponent was putting the best card in their hand or if they saved it on top. Alright, Counterspell, Delver, Ninja, Spell Stutter. So we're going to attack with Night Sky Mimic, get in for 4, get them down to 10. Then they're going to hit us back for 3, 4, and then as much extra damage as they want to by pumping the Frostburn. We're going to untap and hope we draw a land to play Blind Hunter, since it can trade with or attack through the Delver of Secrets. Spell Stutter can't counter Blind Hunter, Counterspell can. I could just take the Counterspell because I really need this Blind Hunter to resolve, but then I'm letting the Ninja go unguarded. I think I have to let them have the Ninja though, just because it's not very good for them here. They don't want to pick up their Delver Secrets that already flipped. They don't really want to pick up the Frostburn Weird either. I suppose if they draw a land, they could deploy the Ninja and replay the Frostburn Weird, but then they're tapped out of Spell Stutter Sprite. So I think I'm going to add this Counterspell since we can't really beat our opponent just leaving it open for the rest of the game. And leave them with Delver, Ninja, Spell Stutter. Alright, they come over for some damage. We're not going to chump just to stop the Ninja from coming in on the Weird. I don't think that's really worth it. Alright, they got greedy and they put in the Ninja even though they don't have another land. So now they can't hold up in Spell Stutter or replay the Weird. And we got lucky. I'm going to stop them from drawing some cards. Trigger our Mimic and bash for 5, putting us up to 13. Hopefully there's no Force Spike or Daze here. We can't really wait to play around that because the active ninja would beat us down too hard in the meantime. Oh, there's a Vapor Snag hitting our Mimic, so that goes back to hand. They don't take the 4 from that. They Gush to try to do something with their mana. Alright, they're going to snap their ninja, forgetting to tap their lands first, unfortunately for them, or they'd have an extra 2 mana here. Play a fairy, play a delver. And okay. So our opponent currently has a Frostburn Weird, a Spellstutter Sprite, an Island, and a Ninja in hand, and an Unknown. There's no real possible way we can beat all of that. Do I want to get lucky with a Night Sky Mimic or a Tithe Drinker? I think that Night Sky Mimic is my best chance here. Just randomly getting in for 4 damage twice if our opponent doesn't leave back blockers for it, and doesn't remove it, and doesn't kill us first, which is a lot of ands, but we're in a pretty poor position right now, so. Alright, they reveal Mutagenic Growth. So we're getting really close to just dead on board. Hitting us for 7, unless they want to pick up the Ninja. Or pick up the Fairy with the Ninja. Okay, here comes the Ninja, hitting us for 8. And the Fairy comes back down. They still have Mutagenic in hand, Spellstutter, and Weird. And we are dead in the air because we have no blockers on their turn. Unless we can gain 4 life, and the only life we can gain is actually 1. So I will simply attack for 1, and then leave open mana and hope our opponent plays around Celestial Flare. Of course, they're not even dead to a Celestial Flare. They still have us dead on board through it, but if we cast something, they're definitely going to attack, so might as well not cast something and give them a chance to mess up. Alrighty, and we're going to take some lethal damage here. And sideboard. So we don't care about any of these cards. Undying Evil isn't good because our creatures aren't often trading off. These are the cards that we could potentially board in. Lone Missionary is good for blocking the Ninja and stopping them from getting a really fast start. Holy Light is good. Snap is pretty annoying when we're trying to resolve Journeys and Pillories because they can make us take out our own things with Journey, or they can make a Pillory fall off. But we still need removal. Snap can also reset a creature that's been enchanted with Edge of the Divinity. I think that since they're probably going to bring in Stormbound Geist, and also have the potential for 3/2 Delvers and 2/4 Spire Golems, that these 1/1 flyers are a lot worse since they don't trade with any of those. So I think I'll take out 3 of these, bring in a Castigate for the counter spells, and 2 Holy Light to try to get our opponent. And we'll submit this. Alright, we would like to be on the play. And this hand is fine. It's a little bit land heavy. I'd rather have 3 lands and 4 spells, but it's good enough. We get to play turn 1 Gwillian, turn 2 Mimic, then a Tithe Drinker. Okay. I'm going to offer this trade even though I have a Holy Light in my hand, because they might flip their Delver before my next turn. And now the question is Tithe Drinker first or Mimic first? And I think I'm going to play Mimic first. I might need to run out the Tithe Drinker as a counterspell bait and wait on this Holy Light. So, all right, they blind flip Delver, so we're not going to kill that with Holy Light, unfortunately. Bash us for 3, pass the turn. All right, there's a Castigate. So, assuming our opponent's going to counter this, we probably want it to be a Castigate. I really want this Tide Drinker to resolve eventually. Miscalculation, okay. We still get to hit for 5 though. And we get hit back for 3. Let's see what our opponent does this time. Curse of Chains, okay. Why can I, no, there we go. Always yield. So don't have a ton of choices this turn, except for play Tide Drinker and pass. Now if our opponent just goes nuts with Fairy Miscreants, we can 2-for-1 them. Of course it's not really a 2-for-1 if they draw off of the second Miscreant, but maybe if they play Fairy Miscreant and a Delver. This Ponder does not get shuffled. And they are still racing us, despite our lifelink creatures. I'm not quite sure what to make of that. Alright. Start off by attacking. I'm not worried about any flash creatures or a way to untap Delver in mono blue. Spellstutter Sprite. So here I can put a stop on their end step just to kill the one sprite. I imagine the reason is because they want to get a ninja into play. So I'll shut that down while they're tapped out of being able to counter this. Alright, there's a Spire Golem to stop our attacks in their tracks. And Delver keeps on coming over. And we draw a land. Perfect. Pass the turn. Edge of the Divinity could be an interesting card here if they have no counterspells and no bounce. They get to preordain, stock up their hand with counter magic, and then fly over and hit us 5 more times for the win. Preordain goes bottom top. They are not leaving back a blocker. Okay, yes they are. No, they're not. They're deciding. Okay, here they come. They presumably have another blocker they're going to cast, since it doesn't make sense to attack for 2 and then take 3 from lifelink. Alright, Ninja replaces Golem, so the Golem can come back down for just a single mana. And we drew a Basilica. Unfortunately, we did not want to draw land, and we did anyway. Trade off with this Ninja if at all possible. I would love to keep my Extort creature around, but I would also love for our opponent not to draw cards. Oh, never mind, they're snapping it. So if I do want to block, it's going to have to be a chump block. I'll pass. If I draw Edge of the Divinity exactly, I can play Tide Drinker, extort the edge, go up to 4, gain another 4 from lifelink, go up to 8, and not quite be dead on board if our opponent has just like 3 islands in hand and can't interact at all. Kingpin's Pet. Well, let's see if this resolves first. And then if it does, we'll get to extort at least once. Nope, counterspell, okay. Play a land in case of mana leak. And now I can't attack. Get that counterspelled as well. And we are dead to their attacks. Okay. Well, we lost to Mono Blue Delver, unfortunately. Piracy Charm takes out our Gwillian, so we don't even get to block the Ninja. And over they come. Alrighty, 2-2. Let's get to it.